There's a time and there's a place for intervention, regardless of it being somebody who's an individual who's intervening in a friend's life or somebody they care about, or be it that we are doing it as a society as a whole, as America. What many people don't realize is that according to endhomelessness.org, in January 2015, on any given night, there was 564,708 people that were homeless. 206,286 of those people were families. Women, children, husbands. That's not acceptable. Did you know that 23% of our homeless population are veterans? These are the people who went across seas or put in time and fought for you and me and my kids and your kids and their grandkids and their great-grandkids and our future generations. And we made promises to them, and what do? They're homeless. I don't think that that's acceptable. I really just, in fact, there's just no reason for that to be acceptable for anybody. 33% of those population homeless veterans are male. 47% of that is from the Vietnam era. 17% is post-Vietnam. 15% was pre-Vietnam. 67% have served 3 or more years. 85% have completed high school or GED compared to 56% of non-veterans, and 89% of these homeless people received an honorable discharge. I don't see where we need to intervene anywhere other than at home. We need to intervene on our own soil and get our own ducks in a row before we step foot anywhere outside and tell anybody else how they need to live, when we can't even get our own stuff gathered properly. We've got so much turmoil on our own homeland soil, and the people who fought for that must be completely in awe of the ignorance we've turned to based on this, because they fought for freedoms and diversity, and we fight over stupid things like who in the world's allowed to use a toilet and who's going to be the small percent of the planet who's forced to urinate in a yard because apparently those have to be dogs. Or the fact being that it shouldn't have to be a fight over who wants to get married and pay taxes, or it shouldn't have to be a fight over whether or not we can have arms to protect our homes. Because last time I checked, criminals don't follow the laws. So great. Those of us who follow the laws are the ones who get injured. So no, I don't think intervention is a great thing for America on the levels that right now we need to intervene with ourselves. We need to get ourselves collected and stop looking for scapegoats to avoid the problems we have at home. The only time it's acceptable for America to intervene is when it is to protect this land and the people that live upon it. The only time it is acceptable to intervene outside of that is when we're trying to prevent mass genocides or something that is so completely inappropriate on the most basic animalistic levels. Because people are people. We're all human beings, and everybody should be treated with some decency and respect. Then it's acceptable. But still no, because it is expensive to go over to other countries and have wars. It's expensive in general, and it's a lot of senseless loss of life. But that isn't what our American troops sign up for. They sign up to protect us, to protect their loved ones, to protect our future. So I think that really we need to intervene only with our own stuff here at home. Get this problem resolved. Take care of our homeless. Take care of our homeless veterans who gave us this opportunity. It's not that I've ever been ungrateful as it's been implied in some comments. It's the fact being that I think on a different level of wholeness that some issues are more important than others. And there are people being wrongly treated. And those are things that are repairable. I just think everybody should do their part. And instead of bickering over the dumb things that don't matter, let's worry about the big things that do matter. American deficits, homeless veterans, homeless people, children starving. So let's fix the real problems of this world and only intervene with American problems, so that when we have our ducks in a row, then we are in a better position to have the right to intervene anywhere else and say anything to somebody else that we have no business opening our mouths to or stepping foot on their soil. So let's intervene at home. Let's intervene with the people who need it here, who gave us this home. And not intervene anywhere else until we have our own problem solved.